Hello traders, welcome to today's video. So it's going to be slightly different again today. I know usually it's very much jam-packed with technical analysis and my thoughts on the overall market. But I think for today, I am going to do things a little bit differently again. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't have a whole lot to say on the market right now, on the Bitcoin market in particular. Okay, we've gone through, we had a decent bounce last week. We got that volatility last week that we were expecting. And now things are just starting to settle down. We're going into earnings season, which has actually brought a bit of calm into the markets because earnings have been generally very good. So we've seen Netflix reported some pretty good earnings. We've got Tesla today, which is expected to report fairly good earnings. So the tech stocks are performing again. Much better than they were in the last quarter, which is settling the market down. Now, is that going to be enough to give us a catalyst to move forward and to push up here? I don't really know. But what we are seeing, okay, is price resting at support. It's decent support. Okay, we put in those lows at the weekend and we are building these bullish divergences. You can see here the delta much lower than it was when we were down here over the weekend. Okay, so we are building those bullish divergences. We are building support and we are starting to form, if we look in over here, that it does seem to me like there can be some kind of rounded bottom here that does give us that potential just to push back up into the MPOC up here, or even slightly higher as we go into the end of the week. Now, we do have obvious resistance on the way up. Daily open clearly has to be reclaimed. That's the first hurdle. Then we've got the little cluster of resistance that we have down here, up here. Now, this was what we were initially looking for a bounce at this point yesterday. So we were looking at 19,400 as having the potential to give some support. But as price came into it, we could just see that it wasn't worth it. Okay, and I can actually bring you over onto the Discord here, and this gives you an idea. So this is what we were talking about this yesterday in the trading room. And if I do pull up Discord very quickly, then as we came down into that level, my thought was reaction here is weak, not trading it. Okay, and this is when we came down into that 19,400, and the rest of the crew agreed with me. Okay, so we were all on the same page here, and it just shows you don't counter trend the crew when you're coming down here. You don't want to be taking those long positions, even if it had previously been identified. It just wasn't worthy of a trade. And Randall made a good point there, just saying this is where a lot of like less experienced traders get tripped up trying to get into something when there's nothing to get into. And I think that was the whole reason there for not taking the trade. If you looked at the S&P, we'd opened up and it was likely that we were going to get that gap down. So I still felt that there was more downside as we went into the remainder of the session there. And actually something else that I do want to pull up on the screen very quickly is this is a tweet that I posted on Monday, just going over what is my typical trading week. Okay, so on a Monday, you observe, you take the clear opportunities only. And then on a Tuesday, what we see so often, okay, we see this so often, trade Monday's data. And what did we have yesterday? We had in the morning, we took out the Monday highs, and in the evening, we took out the Monday lows. Two very simple, very easy trades to get into on a Tuesday. And it happens much more often than you would probably think that it does. These Tuesdays are generally very reliable. And all you really need is your previous day data. The highs, the lows, the EQ, the POC, in order to get those confluence for taking trades on a Tuesday. And it's the Wednesday, the Thursday that you really start to get into the flow. So now that we're seeing the divergences starting to build, we've got a sense of the sentiment of the market. We know the earnings have been relatively settled. We know that could give potential for a catalyst to move prices higher, especially with Tesla this evening. So now we can start to flow into it a bit more. And then, of course, Thursday is when you really start to hammer those trades, get a lot of trades in there. And actually, I was looking at my stats the other day. Monday is my lowest win rate and my lowest trade count. Thursday is my highest win rate and my highest trade count. And I take like 30% more trades on a Thursday than I do on any other day of the week. And that is because by that stage of the week, I'm just in such a good flow. And then by the time you get into a Friday, it tends to be profit taking. You're reducing positions unless there's really clear opportunities and new entries at extremes. And then again, we have this other thing, the weekend, portfolio management and balancing. And this goes into something else that I maybe want to just mention quickly whilst we are here. Actually, no, whilst we are here, if you do go and visit tauruscrypto.com, because we're already 5 minutes into this video and I want to get this out there now. It's not showing up for me right now, but if you do visit tauruscrypto.com, we do have a Halloween special offer currently running, so a spooky season special. There will be a big spin the wheel thing that will open in the middle of the page right there. So visit tauruscrypto.com, there will be a spinny wheel that will appear, and you have the opportunity to win some good prizes there. So we are going to be doing a raffle on Halloween, so that'll be next Monday, no, Monday after, 31st of October. We are going to do a stream where we'll be giving away extra charts memberships, we'll be giving away crew memberships, we'll be giving away some USDT, maybe throw in an NFT or two into that. So we are going to do a raffle. The spin the wheel also has crew trials on it, and it also has some juicy discounts, so up to 50% off. So that means that if you were interested in joining the crew, you have the opportunity to get up to 50% off any of these plans. Now you can do that in either crypto or with a cash payment there with your US dollars or whatever currency. And yeah, so there are vouchers available for that also on there. Yeah, but then, okay, this takes me back into the other thing that I wanted to talk about. So the portfolio management and balancing. And this is something that I usually do on the weekends, but I found that I have been doing it a bit more during the week over the past couple of weeks, because time is a really valuable asset to us. It is the most valuable asset that we have. And at the moment, if I'm completely honest, on the Bitcoin chart, which is my bread and butter, this is what I trade every single day, but it's not really worthy of my time right now, because the moves that we're having are so small, and they're not, generally speaking, they're not giving us high probability setups. Apart from yesterday, of course, you had the Monday high and the Monday low being taken. Nice and simple. But in general, we're not really getting those high probability setups from it at the moment. It's just very much, since last week, just been chilling. And that, for me, I don't really want to be staring at a chart all day long when there's not really much movement there. Like, even to get that 0.5% from a scalp at the moment is it's not really giving those opportunities, apart from when you seek liquidity. And now that we've taken the Monday highs and the Monday lows, there's not really anywhere else for it to go, unless we're coming down here to take out the weekend lows, which starts to look a bit bearish, or unless we're coming up here to the MPOC. But for this, you're looking for expansion, and I don't really see that happening today. If I'm being honest, I don't really see that happening today. So what I've been doing over the past few days is, you'll have seen, I've been much more interested in altcoins. I've been using this period in the market to research, to do the other thing that I really enjoy within this market, which is researching the actual ecosystem itself. This is why we are still Taurus Crypto, and we are not just a trading community. Although that takes the vast majority of what we do is trading, that isn't the only thing. Okay, this is why I'm doing the 10k to 100k challenge at the moment, because I do have an interest in altcoins, and I think that is an art form within itself. There is a very different method to it. There is a very clear method, and a method that I use when I am trading altcoins and when I am building a portfolio, that takes a completely different mindset to trading Bitcoin, on like day trading Bitcoin. And that's what I've been doing more of recently. Now, I wanted to show you a couple of charts here. QNT is the obvious one. I'm not going to go over that in a great amount of detail, but we've had a couple of really good opportunities here. Okay, so this has been tradable, not just from like a high time frame perspective, but also on these lower time frames. Okay, with the POC, we got this bounce off of the POC last week, which was just amazing. Okay, that corrective move that came down, bounced into the POC as Bitcoin got that move down, and then it just exploded. And what we've seen again recently, this is today, this move down again, correction back down. Don't really need this. This is just where I'm looking for price to hold at this stage. I'd like to see price holding above 185, but I'd sold some QNT, I'd sold it up at these highs, and then I'd actually got a buy down here, because just by seeing this corrective move, by seeing that we started to put in this descending triangle, it's the really simple stuff that tends to work well on the altcoins. So just from seeing this, I was looking for that move down, and I actually took another buy here at $172. So that isn't from that's not on the challenge account, that's just a personal account. So I had sold a pretty decent amount of QNT when I started to see it get a little bit heated, and then this was an opportunity just to scale back in. So as long as we're holding above this $185, I do think that has another opportunity to rise back higher again. And it's been doing really, really well. So I don't really need to say any more about that at this stage. But there's been other stuff as well. And this is, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. I think it maybe needs a video in itself. But just the way that I'm looking at these altcoins, you can see the volume starting to come back into the altcoin market. Alliance block since those lows, since the point at which I've been buying it down there at 35 cents. Really nice volume you're seeing there on the chart, and a really good move up. You've got EWT. Look at the volume here in comparison to what we've seen previously. You're getting good volume coming into these markets. You go over here, you're looking at RSR. Now this is one that I've just added, but look at this. Look at what we've got on here. If I actually go over onto a different chart here, and we're looking on the Binance chart, you've got a good range, okay, with equal lows coming all the way back here. 3 lows there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you spring below them, big rally on high volume. You come back in to test that again, this test. And what we're seeing now is the opportunity for myself to get back in on this as more of a long-term play, but around this 65, 0.0065 to 0.0062 region is where I've really been looking to get back into this, to take this trade higher. And there's good returns to be had on this at the moment. So these altcoins, HBAR, another really good example. I don't know if I showed that one a minute ago, but they are starting to play out. Even things like EGLD, this is one that we've been looking at for a while, and you're starting to get that pickup in volume. So this is where a lot of the opportunity is. And as I said, the only job of ours within this market really is to make money with the time that you have available. And for me, the better use of my time right now, and where the money is that I can follow, is from going and looking into these small cap projects. It brings about a little bit of a change of mindset. It maybe brings a little bit of inspiration, and you're doing something different. You're not just doing that same kind of repetitive process that trading Bitcoin is quite often. And yeah, it's just something a little bit different. So that's what I've been doing recently. When Bitcoin does start to pick up again, we'll look to trade it again. But for now, the altcoins are giving me some quite nice stuff. I really do not know what is going on with all of this. This is so wrong. Look at it. Cardano is not down 20%. Bitcoin is not down 10%. This is so silly. I have no idea what's going on. But whatever. TradingView's just being weird here. I'll probably just have to refresh XO or refresh TradingView later on. Cool. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, one other thing I do want to say is there anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, if you want to follow the crypto portfolio, okay, the 10k to 100k challenge, again, go over onto the Twitter. We're doing a lot of this with the crew. So I did a post this morning just saying that, yeah, profit was taken earlier in the week on QNT and Alliance block, which has now gone into RSR. So I bought $1,300 worth of RSR yesterday when we had that slight pullback. It was an average entry around about 0.0065. I started scaling it at 0.0068, and I kept going down until 0.0062. So now this is the portfolio. You can see we're having this little correction here. But it's normal, okay, this isn't trading. You're not looking for the perfect entry. You're allowing that as long as you're seeing that steady growth. That steady growth, there we go, that's going up. But actually it needs to go this way. No. Steady growth. Steady growth higher, mirrored. As long as you're seeing that steady growth in these kind of portfolios, then that is all very good. Again, if this is something you want to follow a little bit closer, then I am giving more detail into this for the crew. So you can see here, I go over the fundamentals. I give them a video, or I've given, obviously, people within the crew a video to watch on RSR, and for anyone to make an informed decision as to whether this seems like a good investment or not. But it's something, yeah, a little bit fun that we're doing at the moment. So do follow over on Twitter. And if you do want to check the portfolio in real time, so I can just refresh this here. Where are we sat right now? How are we doing? Are we back over 13k now? We're still correcting a little bit. So you can see the portfolio is down a few $100s, but overall still very healthy profit on this. So I'm not worried at all. Yeah, so the link to that is in all of the Twitter posts and everything. We've done 15 minutes. Anything else worthy of discussion this morning? So yeah, one other thing I think it is maybe worth talking about, we're going through a bit of a meme cycle at the moment with some of these meme coins really starting to pop off. So I actually made a purchase of, I'm probably going to get rug pull, but why that not? Let's see what happens. So I bought however much of that, 234,000 Y tokens earlier on this morning, because we've seen just recently that we've just had something kind of crazy. So if anyone isn't aware, I'll go back onto XO here. So this was all triggered by this the protocol, the token, which has had a 508,000% move up within like 4 days. So Vitalik Buterin tweeted about this, and that really sparks a whole wave of tokens just with just silly words like the protocol and why token and what token and how token and its token and all of these kind of things that are just starting to pop up now, that are starting to, well, as you've seen here, can they replicate that 508,000%? No, obviously not. This was the one that just set off, that triggered a move, but there are other ones coming out, and I thought this one was quite funny. So why moon? Why is it mooning? Is it going to have a bit of a meme thing to it? It's already up a decent amount, but is this going to get another leg higher? As you can see, I bought some down here. I'm already up like 50% on this within the space of an hour. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But again, this is it. Like, you go into these things with the full realization that at some point it's going to go to zero, obviously. But what can it do in the meantime? You're either going to come back to it in a few hours and you're going to be up 100, 200, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000% higher, or it's going to have gone to zero. So it's a gamble, essentially. That is what it is. But this is what I mean. It's like the time in the market at the moment. And this is why, when the market is settled and the market's not doing anything else, branch out, start to look at where the other opportunities are. Again, it's a very different mindset. You don't I don't even know what to say about this. I can't even say it with any kind of authority that I know what's going to happen. You can just play around with things. So at the moment, yeah, because we're seeing this movement from the alts, we're seeing that there is money flowing around, but it's not in Bitcoin, then that's where there is some opportunity. But with that comes much higher risk. So yeah, on that note, I am going to wrap it up, and for the crew, I'll see you in the London trading room later on. And yeah, for the rest of you guys, I'll probably stream tomorrow. I normally stream the Thursday New York session, and yeah, maybe I'll pop on later on today, depending on what happens. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers, bye.